Now today, I'm going to be talking about all the traffic lights on Homer Road, the best traffic lights ever. Let's get started. Okay, so first of all, the traffic lights on Homer Road are amazing, as you can see, but we'll go back to previous years of the traffic lights, obviously. As you can see, they don't look any different as of July 2024, but as of May 2025, hopefully they haven't replaced them, because otherwise we will not know if they're replaced if we don't look. Because if we don't look, we don't know if they're being replaced or not, which hopefully they have been replaced. However, we'll go back to previous years of these traffic lights. We'll go back to April 2022 for an example. See, look, the traffic lights don't look any different, do they? So, my point is that these traffic lights don't look any different, as you can see. But that one is split from that one, so the traffic light is not on that pole there, it's on a separate pole. Because that's something else I didn't add. But however, if we go back to October 2021 for an example, so look, as you can see, the traffic lights look like they're changing to red. However, if you know that traffic light that is, I don't know why it has another green filter. I don't know what it is. However, if we go back to September 2020 when it was COVID, as you can see, to be precise, these traffic lights don't take precise action. Unless they get scrapped, that is, and they put some new ones in. Well, hopefully they don't. However, March 2019, for an example, just before COVID, they don't look any different, do they? However, as you can see, they don't look any different if I'm completely honest. However, fortunately, they don't look any different, do they, compared to all those previous years down there. However, if we go back to October 2018, I was about to say 2020 then, because obviously 2020 was COVID, wasn't it? So October 2018 did not bring any challenges to these traffic lights. And if we go back to August 2017 for an example, see, these traffic lights aren't even being replaced at all. However, I'm not going to go on to my point because these traffic lights are complete rubbish anyway. However, if we go back to March 2017 for an example, see, look, there's Touchwood car park there. As you can see, look, these traffic lights don't look any different, do they? Even the same in May 2016, as you can see, look, they don't look any different, do they? However, in November 2015, where the traffic lights at the junction of Warwick Road and Popular Road were being replaced, that was different, obviously. Yeah. So August 2014, there were no challenges. So if we go back to August 2014 for an example, see, look, that green filter arrow was on, which is a bonus. However, these traffic lights don't look the same anyway. We just spin around this way, they don't look any different. Because if we spin around that way again, spin the other way, and then that traffic light doesn't look the same. However, if we go back to November 2012 for an example, see, look, they don't look any different, do they? I don't know why that's there. I've no idea why. But please let me know in the comments if you think the traffic lights on Homer Road are amazing or not, because I think they are. However, if we go back to September 2012 for an example, November 2012 was boring for these traffic lights, obviously. See, look, September 2012, traffic lights weren't different, obviously. We spin round again. Look, these traffic lights don't look any different, do they? However, if we go back to October 2011 for an example, see, it looks like they're doing roadworks on Homer Road, just near Herbert Road, obviously. As you can see, these traffic lights don't look any different. And what's the point? Because you obviously have to deal with these traffic lights. Look, that one's separated from that pole there, so it's on a separate pole. As you can see, if we go back to October 2011, as you can see, these traffic lights are actually on Homer Road outside the Holiday Inn. Depends if that's there, because I'm not sure. However, if we go back to April 2011 for an example, see, look, as you can see, the traffic lights don't look any different, which is good, but unfortunately we have to deal with the rubbish that's been... See, if we go back to April 2011, as you can see, the traffic lights don't look any different. However, that pedestrian signal's been knocked the other way. However, there is something else I forgot to mention about these traffic lights, is that you cannot do the left turn into the, well, the Touchwood car park, because I think the left turn's a bit too difficult. And if we go back to August 2008, for an example, which was the final year of these traffic lights, I assume they were here before 2008, but Solo was different back in 2008. Have a look at these traffic lights. They don't look the same, do they? I don't know what's the point of having another green filter. I don't know what's that there for. I don't know what's that there for, though. I don't even know what's that there for, though. What is that even there for, though, if I'm completely honest? Anyway, that was a little video that was. If you have enjoyed the video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment on the video. And make sure that you turn on the notification so you don't miss any of my future videos. Until the next one, see you back here.